Okay, vaske IM2312. F4, sort of aggressive Austrian attack. So for E5, a quick E5 or F5. Queen E1 to H4, or E5 here. Maybe E6 is on the cards. Don't know about E6 here. Takes knight G5. Or just Queen E1, I think, for the moment. The F5 blockade is not too convincing at the moment. I just take it. Okay. Let's play knight G5, G4 potentially. Am I weakening myself too much? There's knight E4. Bishop E4 here. Just try to weaken his light squares. And this diagonal could be quite dangerous. I can take and then Queen H4. Actually, Queen H4 looks pretty tasty as well. Okay, he's blocked up the position. Interesting. Maybe Bishop F3, Bishop D3, just for Bishop F5. Oh, this bishop's now in trouble a little bit. If knight E2 C4 something, I'm gonna play this. Okay, he could take on D4. Right, where's the concrete attack here? I could play knight takes D4 to contest F5 still. G4 just to stop this knight F5 as this. So knight G3 and F5 at some point. Rook F3 to H3. Bishop D2, knight G3. Rook F3 and Rook F1. It's got F6 on the cards all the time. Oh, knight takes and then knight takes H7 and then G5, is that any good? Or should I take? Oh, I don't want this queen to have scope, so maybe this is the way to play. It would open up G-file. Keeps the wedge on E5 F4. Gives me some attack still, I hope. So knight G3, or just Rook F3 to H3. Oh! Okay. Do I need to unpin? Probably do, because otherwise he's going to win a piece. I want to play G takes. Say King G8, I'm going to play G takes. I think I've got to take the leave a bishop there. Mind you, you could just play king back now. Hijack. Knight D4 for knight E6. All of a sudden that looks pretty useful. Bishop B4 might be an idea. This G4, is it really worth anything yet? Bishop B4 here doesn't do much. Knight E6. So Queen G3 for the moment. Maybe Rook F2 to G2. Or A3 here. So this is Bishop B4. Ah. Right, that looks unpleasant. Although he's got Queen H4, of course. That's annoying. I can take in the knight F3 for knight G5. If I can get knight g5 in, there's rook g4. So I don't want to allow rook g4, so what about h3 first? Knight g5 will win the rook on f4. If he takes here, I'm clamping down on c5 and a5. So I want to play knight f3, rook f4, knight g5. Okay, so knight f3 here. That looks even more powerful than before. So knight g5 will be winning e6. I think he's blundered. Hope he's blundered. It looks like a blunder. Might have underestimated knight f3. Okay. So rook h3, knight g5. Rook moves knight g5 and I look forward to knight e6. And then maybe bishop f5. That looks really good. Keep the frets going here. Oh, there's a whole rook. Oh, don't tell me rook h8. I didn't have a choice there though, surely. Hey, could I have rook h8? Now I can keep the knight. Actually, I can just play king h3 to keep the knight. Cheekily. There's rook g1 on g6 if knight f8 to g6. Okay, so rook g5, just double up rooks. Looks good. If knight h7, maybe just rook g6 to f6. So I can double up rooks for rook g7. Looks like end of game. So rook. Okay, the knight's kind of pinned though. It's a bit awkward. Rook g6. I don't know. What can I do with this bishop? Bishop e2 to h5 looks good actually. I think that will be the final straw. Bishop h5. Because then knight g6 becomes possible if I unpin the knight. If king f8, knight g6. What is rook g7? Just winning even more material, winning the bishop over there. Wow. Oh, I hope you enjoyed that one. I did. But I don't know, it didn't, maybe it shouldn't have worked out like that. There was a critical decision here to take, but then I thought I'm just liberating a lot of pieces. This wedge is kind of useful for keeping this one out and this one out. So that was interesting. But I think king g8 here is a big improvement. Just to play rook h6, and then I'm possibly in big trouble. When he played it wasn't that hot. Well, that was a major blunder there anyway. Comments or questions on YouTube? Thanks very much.